unfortunately, we don't have the time to hit all that. So we're going to move on and go to James Pindle with the next question.
Great, thank you. Since Governor Hassan has been in office, the state's unemployment rate has dropped from 5.5 to 5.4. That means New Hampshire's now has the 6th best unemployment rate in the country. So why should voters look to you, Mr. Hemingway? Why should they look for you for change?
I think there's a very simple reason. And this idea of employment is one that I think sometimes is characterized very simply by numbers, 5.4%, 7%, 6%. The reality is that today, James, 32,000 people sit at home in New Hampshire unemployed. Individuals who are not contributing to a society, individuals who feel left out, who feel neglected, quite frankly. Some of my friends are in this situation. Some of them are college graduates who have to move back in with their parents, who are struggling, trying to find a job, want to stay in New Hampshire. 32,000 of those individuals today are in New Hampshire. Why should they look to me? Because I care about those 32,000 individuals. I care about every single one of them. And every single day in that corner office, I will fight to ensure that, hey, 4.4 or 5.4, that's not good enough for me. It's not good enough. I want every single one of those people highly employed in jobs that they are enjoying and contributing to our state.
And Mr. Harrison, I want to correct, I think I misspoke. It went from 5.5 to 5.4, but the question remains, why should, to 4.4, why should voters look to you for change?
Well, I think Andrew and I agree on the fact that the problem is Maggie Hassan, and the problem is her walking dead economy. The fact is that even as the unemployment rates seem to be going down, we find more and more people not looking for work. We also find more and more people, citizens in New Hampshire, who have to commute outside the state for jobs. 106,000 New Hampshire residents leave the state every day, commute outside the state to go to work. So the jobs that may be created aren't being created in New Hampshire. The long-term, high-paying, sustainable jobs, the jobs that we saw 15 years ago being created in our state, are no longer being created. That's why my plan, 8, 15, 17, 25,000 jobs, is designed to make New Hampshire once again economically competitive in the region and turn those cars around.
Let's stick with that, Mr. Happenstein.
Sure.
I'm glad you brought that up. You've promised, as you just did there, to create 25,000 new jobs by the summer of 2017. Where did you get that number, number one? And second, what sort of jobs are we talking about?
Well, what I'm talking about is private sector jobs. What I've done is set a date certain that we believe we can create an environment in this state, what I call back to the future, restoring New Hampshire's economic advantage, dropping our business profits tax in 2 increments down to 7.4%, reducing burdensome regulations on businesses, small and large, broadly applying our tax reduction, and creating an environment where jobs can be created in the private sector. Frankly, the 25,000 came from my discussions with Governor Steve Merrill, who in his 2 terms created 50,000.
Mr. Happenstein, okay, we're going to, I appreciate that. We're going to move forward, though.
Comment on that?
Yeah, you have a chance to respond. Is this plan realistic, or what's your jobs plan?
Well, I mean, I think I articulated the business flat tax is my proposal. Walt said that he and I agree that this is Maggie Hassan's walking dead economy. I don't actually agree with that, because I don't think that the governor or the government is responsible for the creation of jobs. I believe that it's a work of the private sector. The government is to create a regulatory and tax environment in which entrepreneurs and job creators can thrive and can grow. This is one of the fundamental problems that I have with the idea of setting out an idea that 25,000 jobs. Well, we looked through some of Maggie Hassan's documentation. She's projecting 26,000 jobs by 2017 if you take those numbers month by month and scale them out. So I don't understand this idea. I don't think it's any of the government's job or the governor's role. It's a job of the private sector, the creators. One more thing. The idea of back to the future and the idea of jobs 15 years ago, that economy does not exist anymore. They don't. We are in a new era. We are in a new age. We are in a flat economy in a global marketplace where even disc jockeys compete in a global marketplace with the internet. Today is the time to look forward and to make sure that New Hampshire is prepared for that economy.
Time is up. Thanks very much. We're going to get a little